All right, hi guys. I want to officially welcome you to this JavaScript tutorial course. I'm Victor once again, and it's a pleasure to have you here. And if you're just joining us, please do well to subscribe and click the notification icon to get more updates like this. All right, without much further ado, let's get into what we have for today. Yeah. So, what is JavaScript exactly? Right? JavaScript is basically a programming language of the web and is widely employed in diverse fields such as web development, mobile app creation, server-side programming, and etc. Its primary use lies in web browsers, where it enhances web functionalities by manipulating HTML and CSS, managing events, enabling animations, and facilitating data storage. Additionally, JavaScript extends its utility beyond web development to encompass server-side operation with the help of Node.js, right? So you basically be asking, where have I seen or where have I used JavaScript? Now, in the last few hours or maybe even in the last few minutes, you have probably interacted with the web pages or interacted with some web pages to do things like watch movies, interact with the social media feeds, check your maps, book a ride, etc. And in fact, you're even doing it now as you are on this course on YouTube. But what makes that interactivity possible is the programming language JavaScript. Let's find out a bit more about the benefits of JavaScript and its importance to developers, right? So JavaScript is a language that builds interactivity in the web pages. So basically, it's just like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Now, HTML is like the skeleton, CSS is like the body, the styling of the skeleton. Why JavaScript is the interactivity of that body, or you can say the behavior of that body. So basically, JavaScript is the behavior or is what causes the interactivity of the HTML and CSS. So it's literally the language of the web. And almost every website runs on JavaScript in one form or the other, right? And the reason to this is that since the inception in 1995, JavaScript has been the main way to interact with web pages on the client side. And now, if they were to make any modifications to it, a lot of servers that has gained their ground will be go down, and it's not going to benefit anybody. So JavaScript has become a pillar in the web development field, right? So now using JavaScript, you can get updates displayed in real time on our devices, such as interactive map, client-side form validation. When I mean interactive map, let's say you want to go somewhere and you don't have know the direction, and you can easily click on the map and tell the map to okay, you can easily click the direction part on the map and to be giving you real-time display of where you are and how to reach your desired destination, right? So with that, let's get into variables. What are variables, right? So before we go into variables, I'll first touch some things before we go into variables because like these are easier to explain, and you see them much more often in your journey as a web developer, right? So comments. What are comments? Now, if you want to pass an idea in your code without it affecting your code, you use comments. So comments are used to express ideas or pass information in your code without causing errors. And there are two types of ways to write comments. We have the single line comments and we have the multi-line comments, right? The single line comments are used where we want to put the comment on a single line, just as the name implies, right? So it's denoted by two forward slash, right? And the example below is a comment, and we'll see more of this when we get into real-time coding. And the second one is multi-line, and these are used when we want to put the comment on multi-line, right? and it's denoted with a forward slash, asterisk, asterisk, and forward slash, right? We'll see more of this when we get into real-time coding. Now, let's talk about one more thing before we go into variables, the semicolon, right? Just as in English, where we use full stop and period in English, we use semicolon in JavaScript programming to end our statement or sentences. Okay, statement, let's call it statement. All right, so let's go into variables. Now, what are variables? Now, variables are, you can think of the variables as containers that are used to save data or store data that will be reused later, right? So now I'm giving an instance here. If you look at the screen, we're given an instance where we saved Mr. John, the John string inside the person variable. And this is the code syntax for assigning variables, right? Then we used console log to console log the string hello and the variable person. Don't worry, we are going to see more of this when we start coding. You understand better, right? So now, before now, you should already have VS Code editor installed, or you should already have a code editor installed, such as VS Code. If not, you can go to their website and install it, right? So you can click the link, the link there, the link down below, or you just copy it, copy out this link and install the VS Code. Then after installing your VS Code, you can also install your Node.js, right? And then we install our code runner extension of VS Code. So now let's go into our VS Code. All right, so we are here in our VS Code. So after installing your VS Code and your Node.js, after installing them, you should open your VS Code and it will look like this, right? Then after opening it to look like this, you install the code runner extension. So basically you come to this icon, this extension icon, click it, and okay, as you can see here, I've already installed it, but come here and just type code runner. Okay, code runner. Mm, let's see. Okay, yeah, it just came up, right? So when you click on the code runner extension, it should look like this. Then you will see an install button. After installing it to look like this, So now let's create a file and work with our VS Code, right? Now we create a file, come to file, new file, then just type in index, just create your file .js at the back, right? Then here it will prompt you to select the root of your file where you store the file. You can, after selecting your root, you can just create the file. Then the file should be up. Okay. Then right. All right. Yeah. So after creating your file, it should look like this. You should have you should have a blank workspace, right? So now we're going to initialize our code runner. So we just go to our view so we can see our output, our JavaScript output. Then click on the output. Right? You should have your tab split into two or three, more like three. Then you should see this play icon here that says run code. So this is what we're going to be using to run our code. And on this other part, we are going to be seeing our output here. So now let us work with variables. So let's understand more about variables here, right? So now when you want to declare a variable, first start with the the keyword var. Sorry, let's start with keyword var. Then the name of the variable, which from that our earlier example person. Then we assign it a string. Don't worry, we'll learn more about string in the next video. These are data types, so we'll learn more about it. We'll assign it a string of John. So this is basic. Okay, and our semicolon. Let's not forget it. And now this is basically the code line for assigning a variable, right? You can also assign numbers to variables too. You can do it like this. Var, let's call it age. Let's call the variable age. Then let's give it number 28. Yeah. So now we have assigned the string of John to the variable person and assigned the age of the number of 28 to the variable of age. So basically, person is like a container holding the string of John, and age is like a container holding the number 28. So now, if we want to actually see this work, we can easily use the method console.log, right? Console.log. If you console.log person, if you console.log person, what should come out if you okay after we console the log person, this is to see our output. If we run this code and look on the right side of this tab, we should be able to see our string that was saved in this person variable. So let's run the code and see what it says. Right, let's wait for it to complete. All right, now it's completed and we saw this person is actually holding this variable that is not being manufactured from another place. So let's see what happens if we change this person value here, change it to mark. Let's change it to mark. Let's see what happens. Then save, Control S to save. Then you launch it. So let's see if it gives us mark. If it gives us mark, then we know that the string that's okay, yeah. So the string is being contained in the person variable. Then how about the age? Let's add console.log age. Console.log console.log age. Yeah. So now it should give us the string and the age. Yes. So now if you look at the output here, we can see our string mark and we can see our output of what? Age. So now let's just do a little task with it. So now I'm going to declare a variable. Let's just clear this. Let's clear this. Yeah. I'm going to declare a variable and call it pet. Yeah. I'm gonna give it the name of Rex. So when you launch your VS Code, you can do this. You can do some of these projects alongside with me, so you can get better to get better in what you are doing. Yeah. So you'd understand um, from a standpoint of experience. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. So pets. Let's do pet cat. Yeah, pet cat. Let's give it a name of Pepe. Yeah, yeah, this is cool. Don't forget the string. We get more into know more about string in the next video. So this is it. So now let's see if we can make a sentence without calling Rex and Pepe. So we can still say var um, dog noise. Sorry, dog noise see back. Then we can see cat noise. I call it meow. Let's use sound instead of noise. Yeah, let's use sound. Sound more better. Yeah. Cool. Okay, now let's make a sentence with this now. Console.log. This is just playing around with the console.log. Okay. So here you can see the pet dog. That is pet dog. This is the variable pet dog. Pet dog will a string will then we'll call dog sound. Dog sound. Right? We're adding comma to differentiate it. Then you can still copy this and paste it and change it to cat. Right? Change it to cat. Okay. Alright, cool. So let's save and run this code. Let's see what to give us. So basically it's supposed to give us Rex will back on the output. It's supposed to give an output saying Rex will back. And for the pet cat, it's supposed to give an output saying Pepper will meow. Yeah. So if we check our output, yeah, Rex will back and Pepper will meow. So that is basically it for variables. So I'll see you guys in the next video where we'll talk about data types. All right. See you guys.